The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, winner of the Italian Heritage Media Award, with your hosts, Tom Zappola and Mike Lamazzo.
Mark, does it look good?
Oh, you look great.
No, seriously.
No,
Color looks good.
Yeah.
Mikey?
Oh, yeah.
Well, have you noticed I've been wearing lighter colors because
I have.
You've yelled at me?
I made mention. I told Chrissy that.
I went out and I bought a bunch of jerseys and shirts. And
Wearing dark.
I like dark. It's like depressing. I love dark. It's like Dracula.
That doesn't surprise me.
Hey, welcome to the Sicilian Corner. Tom Zappola, my co-host and buddy and big brother, Mikey Lamazzo. And we have the fungi man, the mushroom man.
Tutti Fungi.
Tony Fungi.
Tutti
Fungi.
It's on the license plate.
Mark,
It's
is
license
that what it
plate.
says?
Yeah, exactly.
I love doing a show with two geriatrics. It's unbelievable.
Geriatric.
Mark, what's your last name? Salvo?
No, Mark Leone.
Mark Leone, that's
I
right.
sell mushrooms.
Mark Leone sells mushrooms. Now, Mark sells them legally.
Yes, I do.
So that's
Here we
very
go.
important that
Here
everybody
it comes.
understand that.
I just want to say to our listeners, many of you that live locally know of Ned Leone. Ned was like a historian. I mean, he was a pleasure to talk to.
Ned was my first partner before you.
He loved Lawrence.
He loved Lawrence.
He's a great guy.
He wrote
Funny.
a couple of articles for the Tribune. It was very, very popular. And this is his offshoot. My good friend, Tommy's good friend.
Evidently, the mother
I'm a
somebody
branch.
dropped him.
I'm a branch.
Evidently.
Did you fall?
Yeah, I did. I was dropped several times. It's all right.
But, no,
I've survived.
Ned was funny.
Great
Ned
guy.
and I used to have a little tug of war now and then.
Folks, it would be
Oh, my God.
maybe a minute to go before we'd go in the air. These two guys would be swearing at each other, yelling at each other. They were like two rams. Boom, boom,
But it was
boom.
fun, man. It worked.
And then all of a sudden, the light would come on.
It would work.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Tom Zappola.
It worked. Unbelievable. Anyway, we have a good show today. We're going to talk everything mushrooms today.
Before we do, I just want to mention a group of us went to Grazie's Saturday night.
Yep.
Grazie Restaurant up in Drake at the Four Oaks Country Club. The food was superb. We had company from Boston with us.
I can't say enough either. I agree totally.
It was a perfect night.
It was a
Even
perfect-
you were good. I could tolerate you.
The food was delicious. Special thanks to Mike Kunstler and to Benny the chef. And what's the hostess's name?
Sally.
They couldn't do enough for us. See the table we got? They comped us the best seat in the house, too.
The table was very good.
Right in
But
the corner.
we have to go again and sit outside.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
But I'll tell you what, from the
You're up so high, you can see the Prudential Center.
Chrissy and David, from the antipasto to the main course to the dessert, there was not one flaw. And even that guy, Mark, he worked
He
his
was
ass off.
overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. The martinis were great. The drinks were great. It was just a wonderful, wonderful meal. You had the short ribs. I had that basic Sicilian pasta
Chichi and pepper.
with the extra virgin olive oil
And ground pepper.
some ground pepper, a little cutlet next to it.
I think you ordered that because it was one of the cheaper dishes.
No, she recommended it. Your hostess. And it was pretty cheap, actually. No, it was good. It was very good. So tip of the cap and hats off to our good friends at Grazie. Thank you so much for the hospitality. It was fabulous, fabulous.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. All right, let's talk some fungi. Now, you want to go first, or can I ask a question?
I'm scared to even open my mouth with you.
Any of the fungis that you sell, that I buy, if I eat them, I will not hallucinate. True or false?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we can start there.
You know what I would like to know?
Go ahead.
What is the life of a mushroom? In other words, how do you start a mushroom from scratch?
Well,
How do you
when a
start a
daddy
mushroom?
mushroom and a mummy mushroom
Yeah,
love each
yeah.
other very much.
Sort of like that.
What is,
No, what I mean, is it a spore?
It's a
What is
15. No, it's a 15-week process.
15
from
weeks.
when they cut the bands on the straw for the compost till it gets to the store. 15 weeks.
So they
produce a growing medium. This is for agaricus, whites and browns.
So peat moss or whatnot.
Right. Peat moss is the layer. It's a cacking layer that they use to help the.
But
the
is
growth
it
of the
a
mushroom.
seed?
Yeah, it's spawn. It's called a spawn.
Spawn.
They inoculate the beds with the spawn, and it grows.
They inoculate the bed.
They inoculate the bed.
Is
right.
that like throwing
when they
them
put
in?
it's kind of like seeding. Yes, when they seed the beds. So
Is this kind of a
that's how they
sexual
toss
thing
them.
you guys are talking about?
No, it's not.
Have you
Here
ever
we
wondered?
go.
I'm getting aroused.
Here
I
we
was
go.
looking at
you
a
would
stuff.
get aroused. It comes with age, pal.
I was looking at a mushroom the other day, and I wanted to know how this little delicate morsel came to be. That's why I'm asking this question. Well, I know a lot of our listeners want to know the story.
I want to follow up on his question, though. We have tomato plants that Ellen and I like to grow. We have some pepper plants, some basil. Is it easy to grow mushrooms in a home garden?
No, mushrooms grow in the woods, wildly, but to grow them for consumption, for retail and food service consumption, it's grown under
lights and all that. So you can't grow them outdoors, is my question. But then there are people that go. Like the late Nunzi Damaca used to go out.
That's what I wrote down. Nunzio Damaca. Bongi. That was years ago. But Nunzio.
So what kind of mushrooms would he?
He was picking like the slimies. He was picking tree mushrooms.
That's the name of
That's
them?
the oysters. Yeah,
Slimies
they're called.
But they're all edible.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you test them so you know you're not going to eat something that's going to knock you in your ass?
First of all, guys like Nunzio, he knew what to pick.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a mushroom called it's like a morel. It's a false morel, they call it. And it basically grows in your compost. That stuff can be, it's not that it's poisonous. That can cause some intestinal problems.
Gastritis.
That's right.
We get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And I'll have maybe a dozen mushrooms pop up
There
on
you
my
go.
lawn. Just
try eating them.
I would go to Market Basket, just get them there. But don't mess around with them. No, you could. Most of those are edible.
There's no test.
Most of those are. There's an old school test with the silver coin when you blanch. Yeah, a silver coin at the bottom of when they blanch.
Those
mushrooms.
are hard to find, though. The silver coins.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way,
you know what they're worth today?
I know exactly. By the way, we have a special guest. We started 2 weeks ago. Last week he was not able to join us because, quite frankly, he and Sister Good and Plenty disappeared overnight. We don't know where they went. They were at some motel, that I do know. Father Mikey is going to be joining us after this first commercial break. You haven't met Father Mikey.
No, I haven't.
You're going to be...
I mean, I know who Father Mikey is.
He's
but
good.
I've never seen him in his outfit.
You've seen him.
I've never seen him in his outfit.
You know why?
You've seen him
Mark,
on TV.
you know why?
You've seen him at the Mass.
Okay, yeah.
He's semi-retired now, so
he?
that's why he's not.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
So how educated are you?
I'm very educated. I mean, enough that if you tell me something, I would know what I need to do.
It's called. Can you play with us?
Yes, I can play with you. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Hey, you went to college. You got your degree.
Barely.
Now,
How did you end up being a mushroom professor?
believe it or not, I'm sorry, the thing popped off over here. I have a malfunction, a wardrobe
It's
malfunction.
just a thing. Just put it on.
No, I went to school for business finance.
Yeah.
And then I
And
did an
how does that-
internship. I did an internship. Can I talk for a second? I did an internship at,
You're supposed to say that.
No,
at New
you're
Haven,
really being
at New
rude.
Haven Savings Bank. And I said to myself, Self, I cannot work in a cubicle for the rest of my life. So I didn't mind. I
Put the
liked
microphone lower.
I liked the math part of it. Long story short, I got into sales and marketing, and I started with Campbell Soup Company. And then at 5 years of that, I was getting kind of bored. And then they said, something, Mark, we have something for you. We want you to sell hydroponic vegetables and mushrooms. They had their own farms because of the canned mushrooms, tomato soup, and all that. They had their own farms.
You're not working for them anymore, though, right?
No. That was the start. That's how I got into it. So, I mean, once I started doing the fresh mushrooms and I was driving around, I had New York, New Jersey, I had upstate New York, I had all of New
Your
England.
territory is huge. It was.
Well, it was huge, but not anymore. But, I mean, I loved it. It was great.
Who are you working for now?
I work for Giorgio.
Georgia, and
We were acquired. I was working for Modern. We got acquired about actually 10 years ago.
and they're pretty big.
Knock, it's
They're
been
huge.
10 years.
They're huge.
You
Yeah, I've
used
been
to have
10 years with Giorgio, but I've been
They would
32.
they would
and-
have all their workers, including the VPs of the company, for Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Christmas. That's right.
They'd have to go to.
We go down and help pack.
Help
that was a
pack.
blast, though. He used to cater.
Oh, really?
Chuck Shiraki used to
And
cater.
he did that every single
food.
year. If
Yeah.
I said to him,
That was great.
He'd call me up and say, "Mike, how's your back? You don't sound good." I said, "My back is killing me." On his way back from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania,
yeah, it's
he'd
just
come by the
south of
house, a box of mushrooms, 3.5 pounds. What the hell am I going to do with 3.5 pounds of mushrooms?
So, Mark, let's talk. Let's break the basic. Let's break it down to the basics. What is the number one selling mushroom to the general public?
White agaricus, the white and the brown agaricus. That's just your regular, your Carmini.
The ones that you buy at Market Basket?
Right, anywhere. You have them. We have them at multiple places, like Shaw's. We're in Shaw's with their private label. But to answer your question, the best or the most commonly used.
And how much of that? How much of the market for you guys does that represent?
It used to be like 75%, but
Really?
now it's gotten lower. It's still number one. It's still about 60 to 65%.
And it's gotten lower because people are expanding
Right,
to other types.
they're buying other varieties.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Produce in a produce department.
Yeah.
The amount of product that is sold, in other words, by popularity, they sell the most of. Mushrooms come in number 10. That's pretty high.
Yeah, it's 10 out of all. You're right. He did some reading. It is actually in food service. It's number 5.
Oh,
Food
seriously?
service. Yeah. Any chef that
Calls
prepares
himself,
a
calls
chef,
himself a chef. Instead
cooks
of a
mushrooms.
cook.
If
Instead
you-
of a cook.
Mark,
uses mushrooms.
What about the nutritional value? Nutritional value.
Yeah, it's high in fiber, okay, riboflavin, protein, okay, and some of our exotics, the cultivated exotics, have medicinal
What are-
enzymes that help. You know, I don't want to say it cures cancer; it defends against cancer.
Beardo, what are exotics for our listeners?
Exotics are your shiitakes, your oysters, your beach.
and you can buy those anywhere, right?
Royals. Yeah, you can buy them. I mean, you're not gonna get those at you can get them at a Whole Foods. They've got a wider variety. and so
Shiitakes are
forth.
bigger.
Italy's in Boston and New York.
They're
They
bigger.
have
Shiitakes
huge.
are bigger, right?
Yeah,
How do you cook those? The same way?
yeah. They saute mostly. A lot of these chefs, executive chefs, they'll
I
make
tell
a
you what,
demi-glaze.
there is nothing
They'll
better
cook it down.
than a
steak.
Steak and
Steak
whenever
and
we
mushrooms.
have steak and mushrooms.
Saute,
Do you put your
the
mushrooms-
mushrooms and just before I'm ready to finish them
Oh,
off,
Mike.
Yeah.
pour a little brandy on it.
Oh no, I don't do that. I don't like that flavor. I go with the butter.
You don't know. You know something. You don't know nothing about it.
Do you put your mushrooms when you have a steak? Do you put your mushrooms on top of the steak or next to the steak?
I actually put it on the side because I think if you're going to spend the money for a beautiful prime rib steak, Delmonico, it should speak for itself.
See, I
if you
love-
get the flavors,
You like to
if you
smother
get the
your
flavors,
I don't smother them, but I'll take like a tablespoon. Like we'll have them on the side. I'll take a tablespoon and just spread them over the top of the steak.
I like the way he.
No,
does
that's
it.
fine.
If I'm eating a, New
steak-
York
a
strip,
steak
nice
should be pure.
prime.
The mushrooms.
You eat that, then you add. That's an accent.
It enhances it.
Yeah.
And a baked potato. You got to go with the
don't-
baked potato also.
It's too many calories. You know how
You go the wedge
I'm
salad.
watching my
You
weight.
go the
What are you
wedge
talking about?
salad. You go the New York strip. You have the mushrooms on the
And a baked
side
potato.
and a Jameson on the rocks.
See, I don't drink.
You don't-
I never drink alcohol with my meal. Always before.
And no wine, huh? You never drink wine.
Once I had one the other night.
Yeah.
Once in a great while, I'll have a glass of wine.
You had wine too. I know you had.
You
two-
recommended it.
You had 2 martinis.
I had my 2 martinis, which I always do.
Yeah.
And by the way,
The wine was good.
I want to mention that to you. You know, you're all fluff.
I'm all fluff.
Yeah, you are. Because I've noticed that you always order a martini, and you take 2 sips and you never finish it. So you're trying to be cool, like me?
I actually finished it.
No, you didn't.
It took me the whole evening. I
took-
did.
I took a picture of it.
I even let the ice melt. I like, if I'm driving, I only want one drink if I'm driving. Unlike some people that I know, they order it, and before all of us have on the table, the martini is gone, and he orders another martini before the waiter has to turn his
David,
back.
we've talked about this. I've done this my whole life. I always have 2 martinis. I've been doing it for 40
But
years.
you swallow them.
Can I finish? I order a martini, and my first martini I enjoy, and I drink it relatively quick. The second martini I order lasts as long as it's supposed to last. My first martini with my cheese and crackers or my supersada, I enjoy it. I drink it like they drink theirs eating a meal. That's how I drink my first martini.
So you drink alcohol with appetizers. You don't drink it with
All the time. I never drink it with a meal.
Try it with a steak.
I have tried it many times.
Yeah, not you.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not my cup of tea. I like to eat. I like to have it. You know why? Because a nice martini enhances your appetite.
Okay.
A nice martini, 2 of them, makes you want to sleep.
Makes you want to sleep. Makes me want to dance.
When I'm responsible for other people in my car, you want to dance on the ceiling? Dancing on the ceiling.
Mike,
But when I drive, T,
I understand. I understand.
I mean, today's laws are so strict. 2 martinis, you're right. You're there.
You're there. Yeah.
Okay, but
You're there.
I
I don't want to lose everything I have.
How about those Celtics?
You're serious, right? Are you joking? Because if you're serious, then you're demented. Because if you have 2 martinis
Yep.
over a course of a 2.5-hour meal with
You
appetizers,
have yours like for dessert. You have yours
then,
for an appetizer.
Correct. And then after that, I have a full course meal plus
With a glass of wine.
plus dessert.
You're borderline.
Okay, I'm borderline.
If you eat mushrooms when you're drinking, what it does is it reduces the alcohol level
Which I
in
do.
your blood. No,
Is that true?
No, it's not true. But I'm just you guys are talking about dinner. And,
Let's talk about why is Pennsylvania the capital of mushroom growing?
because that's where it started in the early 20s.
Way in Penn.
Right. No.
What's wrong with you?
Anyway, the mushrooms started
little
around
town
they
that
started cultivating mushrooms like during the Civil War, and then in the early 20s, they started growing
all
them in
right?
the Pennsylvania region.
What's that little community where your head?
It's called Kennett Square. Kennett Square is where 65% of the country's domestic.
There's 6,000
mushrooms are grown.
people that live there. That's it. It's very small. 66,200.
But you don't want to be down in that area in the summertime near the compost facilities because I'll tell you what,
it's awful.
that stuff will knock you out.
All right. So your recipe I love stuffed mushrooms. Your recipe for the perfect stuffed mushroom. How do you make yours?
I start with Borelli sausage.
Okay.
You start with what?
Borelli's.
Borelli sauce.
All right, good. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
I don't get it with I take it with no
No
skin. I
casing,
buy it.
no casing,
casing,
yeah.
no casing. I add some Italian breadcrumbs, okay, and you cook it with olive oil, and I might add a little bit of garlic, because I like to buy the tomato and cheese, and I cook that up in a pan. I brown it in a pan, so you're kind of making a stuffing. And that's it.
So
That's the stuff.
you use
Let
I'm
me
sorry.
finish.
Go ahead.
You asked me a
Why
question.
don't
let
you
me
give
finish.
the man a chance to
Because he
speak?
said that's it.
So
That's how you make them.
You take that stuffing, okay, you let it cool, and then you put it in a raw cap, an uncooked cap, and you put it in the oven for about maybe 25 minutes.
So
30 minutes at about 320. No, about 360, 365.
That
You want
high?
a high heat, yeah. And you cook it
The
for
Borelli
about,
sausage-
You
do
cook,
you
the
add
Borelli
sauce?
sausage
Extra
makes it,
virgin
man.
olive oil over
Because
it?
you got it cooked, and it doesn't take long for the. It all depends how you like the mushroom. If you like the mushroom al dente, then you cook it for about 25 minutes. If
Gotcha.
you want it a little bit more cooked, a little softer, you cook it for about 40 minutes.
you know what I use instead of the breadcrumbs? I use crushed Ritz crackers.
I use both. I use Ritz crackers.
That's a good idea.
Let me
wait a
tell
minute.
you.
Wait.
Go ahead.
A crushed Ritz cracker with Borelli sausage.
No, I
We don't use
said
the sausage. I don't use.
No, I said I've never used Borelli sausage. Is what I said.
Wow,
I've never
you're
used
gone,
Borelli
man.
sausage.
Ritz crackers
he's-
with Borelli sausage, man.
No, I have never used
Dom,
Borelli
I'm sorry.
sausage.
Dom.
All right, listen.
I never have either.
You're in for a treat because we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And hold on. Excuse me. Yes,
You're taking a call?
he is. Father Mikey is
I'll
getting
go
out
get
of
him.
the
I'll go
limousine.
get him.
He's getting out of the limousine. We're going to take a quick break. Father Mikey's going to be in. And Mark, you're going to stick around.
I'm going to have to.
Hang in. We'll be right back.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today, Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine is pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State Inspection Station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy,
and Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts,
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Are you feeling enlightened? Are you feeling enlightened?
Yes, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting emotional.
Good morning,
Father.
I can't tell you how honored that we are that we were able to track him down from the Motel 6 with Sister Good and Plenty, and in our presence is the very reverend, and I mean very reverend, Father Mikey. Father Mikey, how...
Thank you, my son. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here and to share
I'm sorry, Father Mike. I just had a thought.
What exactly is wrong, my son?
I was looking at your pinky ring. Is that legit?
Oh yeah. And I don't stay at the. Where did you say I was staying?
Motel 6.
No, I stopped doing that about 5 years ago.
Or where do you stay now?
I like the Marriott.
Okay. Does Sister Good and Plenty like it too?
I'm a member, so.
Sister Good and Plenty.
You're learning here.
Oh, I'm learning.
Sister Good and Plenty is Father Mikey's assistant. She's a nun, but they stay in separate rooms, but they have both rooms are connected by a door, correct?
In case there's an emergency.
Right.
Because you never know. You know what I mean? You never know.
So
this gentleman, once again,
Mark Leone, Father Mikey.
A pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Father.
Why don't you bless him?
Thank you, Father.
Father Mikey, as you know,
I know you have some problems. I can see it in your face. But you know something? If you need somebody to talk to, please.
Will you hear my confession after the show?
I can, if you feel comfortable doing that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Father.
Very good.
How about me?
Very good. Mark, are you from the area?
Yeah, well, I live in New Hampshire now.
Okay.
I'm on the Witness Protection Program up in Fremont.
Are you a Catholic, by the way?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Devout.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I can probably
Mike, can we move on, Father?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's.
We're pressed for time. All right, so...
You know something, Tom?
Here we go.
Time is irrelevant. Time is what you make of it.
Okay.
We're here for a short period of time. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy each other.
I do once in a while.
And your family. Do you? It doesn't surprise me.
All right.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Mark, every week when Father Mikey's here, we have a viewer send in one question. Actually, the segment is called Advice from Father Mikey. So this week's question, and here it is. Dear Father Mikey, I went on a date a few weeks ago, and it was wonderful. But it went very badly right at the end of the night. We were walking by the location where the Christopher Columbus statue used to be in Boston. I mentioned that his head was missing, and my date got very, very upset with me. Now she won't talk to me. Am I a horrible man? What can I do to make up for it? Thank you. Winston, whoever Winston is.
Winston? Really?
That's his name.
What kind of a name is Winston?
He got me.
Is this a male or a female?
Male.
Male.
But his girlfriend is mad at him because he laughed at the Christopher Columbus head was gone.
Well, you know something? I think it's silly. We got to be serious here. We got to be serious. There's so many important things in life. Because a statue got vandalized, and since that she's been there, that statue has been removed, and hopefully we're going to be able to get it back. I'm in Boston quite a bit. I like going to the Encore.
Okay.
And I take the boat from the Encore over to Christopher Columbus Park.
Not the Archdiocese.
And
Encore.
Encore. Have you ever been to where the cardinal lives?
I have. I was really saddened when he sold.
He runs a bad boot game there.
When he sold the, you give people the wrong image of me.
You're making Father uncomfortable.
I know.
We took an oath.
It's called an oath? Is that what it is?
Oath. That's what we did. We took it many years ago.
Okay.
Many years ago. And
They take oaths now.
And I take it seriously. And I try to lead by example. And it wouldn't hurt you to kind of a little bit more like me. Because I hear a lot of bad things about you.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
Well, can we get back to the question? So does a girlfriend have any reason to be mad at him because the head was missing? Yes or no?
My dear, the only sage words.
Father Mikey, you can't pronounce it. Sage words? Go ahead.
Yeah. I would say, darling, get over it. Because I think she's making something that there's so many important things in the world.
And I kind of agree with you. You agree with that?
I'm on board.
That to me is petty. I mean, I don't think she.
Watch this.
It's nothing. It's a non-event.
Just to follow up to that, so was Christopher Columbus.
How are you? How you doing?
You can bless him.
The flock is coming. The flock is coming.
Was Christopher Columbus a good guy or a bad guy?
You know something? There are a lot of people in this world, Tom, that are really doing a number on Christopher Columbus's history.
Christopher Columbus. He must be related.
His cousin to Christopher.
That's his. Wow. Seriously.
All right, come on, let's finish.
But anyway, I think the man is the history is just the flame, just ruining him. Ruining him.
Another flock.
Eric, how are you?
All right.
He's one of our strongest supporters. Sit right up front. Over here. Sit right up front.
Can we move up? Can we move on and just give us some...
I think Christopher Columbus... you can't judge people what happened 500-600 years ago. You just can't.
Okay.
Things have changed.
All right.
Look at how many presidents had slaves. And they're making up all this bullshit about... And it's true.
You're not supposed to be saying that.
It bothers me.
All right. It does. All right. Father Mikey, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you next week. Would you swing by next week?
I personally, that question was very lame.
Okay. Sorry.
I want something. If you want me to come in, you have to give me questions that have substance.
Listen, I'm just getting...
Who cares about a statue that's got its head cut off?
All right. Well,
whether it's Lafayette, whoever. It happened to be, right, Chrissy? Is this Chrissy? Is that who you were telling me about before?
Yes,
Chrissy?
That's Chrissy.
Chrissy, how are you?
Hi, Father.
Bless you, my dear.
Your final words?
Whatever you do, do well.
Your final words?
I do.
Speed it up,
Treat people
please.
the way you want to be treated. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Thank you,
And
Father.
I'm going to leave you with that thought. I hope it sinks in.
So do I. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, speaking of lame, why don't you... I'll read it. Should I read it? I'll read it. Okay. I'm going to tell you about Butcher Boys. I want to talk about our good friend Tommy Yamin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions, Mark. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because the place is fantastic.
Produce?
Yeah, there's always a line.
All of our produce, all of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal, or you can even make it your own course. And I bet you they sell fungis there.
Without a doubt.
Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto, And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as from their own bakery. And you look as though you've had a few delectables.
It's my baby elephant. You want to touch his trunk?
I'm good. I'm good. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is the steak. 1077 Osgood Street, North Andover, Mass, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Fantastic.
Very, very, very
All right,
good.
we're back.
As a matter of fact, they
Mikey, you missed them.
I just talked to him coming down the stairs.
He wasn't too happy when he left.
Yeah, he was pissed off.
Well, he said something about it was a stupid question or something.
Listen,
where do you get these? They send them to you?
All I do, yes, they send them to me.
Why don't they send them to me?
Yeah, you can send them to Mike if you want. I just, it is what it is. It is.
You mentioned the Butcher Boy.
I did.
Yeah, and their fungi section is very good. As a matter of fact, are they one of your customers, Mark?
Yes, they buy out of the Terminal Market in Hunts Point. Excuse me, not Hunts Point, Chelsea Market.
Chelsea Market.
David has a question. I got New York on the brain.
Mark, I have a question. Yes. What is the proper way to store mushrooms when you use some for dinner and you have extra and then put them in the fridge? What do you do?
You don't want to cycle temperature. You want to leave the mushrooms in at about 34 to 38 degrees, and your refrigerator is fine. Perfect. As a matter of fact, if you bought a package of mushrooms, your best bet for it to keep the shelf life a little bit longer, to take them out of the plastic and put them in just a brown paper bag.
Oh, really?
They'll dry before they get moldy.
This is on the second. This is what the leftovers that you haven't used.
Right. If you buy a big package of mushrooms, a lot of folks will buy 8 ounces or 10 ounces of mushrooms.
Can you smoke them?
No, you can't smoke those. No.
All right.
No, when you think about it, you said 15 weeks from beginning to end.
It's a 15 from when they cut the bands, when they make the compost. That's our growing medium, right?
So during the course of a year, you're getting about 3.5 crops a year.
Right. What we do is, don't forget now, we have different farms. We have farms that we have different areas. So one farm gets picked, then as that's growing, and then they go to the next harvest. And same thing with our growing rooms down in Chester. They have multiple rooms, and each room is a different stage because it's 365 days a year we pick.
Mushrooms have to be hand-picked?
Yes, they're hand-picked. While you're opening Christmas presents on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, you're opening presents. There's people that we have workers harvesting mushrooms.
That's crazy.
365 days a year.
So what? Really?
Yeah.
Do you like mushroom soup? Cream of mushroom soup?
Yeah, it's all right.
I think it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
You mentioned...
We usually serve that at all the shows at the...
You do?
All our food shows and all these other venues that we
So do you get free mushrooms?
No, there's no free mushrooms. Those days are gone. Back in the 70s, mushrooms used to be free. The ones that are free are outside.
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, every once in a while... Every once in a while, I know for a fact, and I have proof, that every once in a while you drop off a little bushel here, a little bushel there to Mike. You could drop
Where
off.
are you getting that
from? Mike, maybe around Thanksgiving.
Well,
I do the rounds for Thanksgiving. That's my gig.
Can I get on the list?
Yeah, sure.
I'll pay.
That's not what it's about.
You pay twice. Not just once. Twice. No, whatever's left over from a food show, that's what I get.
Yeah, sometimes I'll bring back mushrooms after a food show and so forth. But Thanksgiving, it's something I've been doing.
Did you ever think, like when you were 8 years old, that your life would be mushrooms?
No. It's again, I told you I started with Campbell Soup Company.
Which, by the way, is a great
I'll tell you what, I learned more at Campbell Soup than I did in college.
Campbell Soup, I don't know if you know this, but Campbell Soup, they were the original, this is probably before you work with them, they're the ones that bought out Frank Giuffrida originally at the Hilltop, that company. When Frank Giuffrida sold the Hilltop the first time, he sold it to Campbell Soup. Campbell Soup sold it to another entity who ran it into the ground, and then Frank bought it back.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. It is. It is.
We have the Leone party, the Cactus Room, the PA, heavy room, the Bonanza Room, the Cactus Room, Kansas City Room.
Exactly.
I mean, it was fun.
Great restaurant.
They kept the sign. That sign's still there.
I know it is.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. Will you stick with us for the last segment? Because there's a couple of other things I want to get your opinion.
He doesn't seem like he wants to.
If you guys are going to argue and butt heads the whole time.
No, we want to talk clams. I want to talk.
I'm getting spit from both ends, man.
I want to talk clams. We want to talk clams.
Yes, I love clams. Fried clams.
We're going to talk clams.
Yes,
We're going to talk
I'm in. I'll stay for that.
Hang in there. We'll be right back.
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and we can never agree. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with great Italian cuisine, Capri Seaside Italian Grill. Me, I love the elegant romantic vibe, Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that'll make it the place you want to visit every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of an even cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites in the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Music Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all these great places, and they treat everyone like they're Mike Lamazzo. And best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all of this fun is right at your fingertips. We can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out about all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts.
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back, and Mark Leone is in the house with us, the Fungi Man. We're thrilled that you're here.
Thanks.
We have a PSA, right?
Yeah, right here.
You want to do it? Because you don't get a chance to say too many words on this show.
I do.
Why don't you read it?
Please join the Italian-American Alliance as they celebrate on Saturday, June 11, 2022, and the rain date, by the way, is the 12th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Waltham Common. It's their feast, their festa. Food, music, dancing, entertainment, raffles, guest appearances, children's amusements, vendors, crafters, face painting, balloon art, and children's games and activities. It's a fun-filled day celebrating Italian heritage. This event is hosted by the Italian American Alliance. Again, Saturday, June 11th, 2022 at the Waltham Common from 10 to 5. But I got a question for you.
It's a great organization.
Aren't you on that board?
Savio has performed
Aren't
there.
you on that board?
I am.
How come you didn't know anything about this?
I didn't say I didn't know anything about it.
Did you?
Who's doing the live read, me or you?
I am.
Okay.
Did you know anything about it?
Of course I did.
Well, how come you didn't mention it to me? The girl called me. She emailed me. The woman, whatever her name is.
I think he mentioned it to you, but you forgot.
No, I got an email from who's a woman? She's very nice, by the way.
She is.
Yeah, that's who I got to win by. Hey, listen, by the way, Mark, I don't know if you've read the book, but
No, I haven't.
I'm going to give it a little plug. Because you went, this is the grammar
shame
school.
whatsoever.
This is
None.
this is the grammar school that you went to.
That's right.
Mike, did you like the book?
I did. I read it twice, and I'm not a reader. You know that.
It's a fun book. The name of the book is Bless Me, Sister, a slightly irreverent look at attending Catholic grammar school. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on tomzappalamedia.com. It's like $12. It's on sale, $12. It's a fun read.
It says 16 on the back of the thing.
I know that. It's on sale. What did I just say? It's on freaking sale.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
Why this book here, the people that you talk about, you went to school with, why did you have to change their names? I mean, what's the reason? I mean,
because I didn't want anybody to get sued, quite frankly.
But if you get their permission, like Wayne, for instance, right? You said to Wayne, I'm writing a book. I'd like to use your name.
Yeah, it's not that. If somebody, it's not Wayne suing us. We were advised by our legal counsel.
You have legal counsel?
Sure.
Do you?
Attorney Peter Caruso, very good. He's excellent.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Perry Mason.
So you had to change the names.
Yeah. They advised us to not because of the guys that were in it, but because of the people that they affected. So in other words, Wayne, using Wayne as an example.
Yeah.
If Wayne did...
I think a lot of people would like to see their name.
I know that, but if Wayne did something, pulled a prank on somebody else...
Yeah.
But it's 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
Doesn't matter. So
people are funny.
Yeah, we changed the names. But anyways, Mark, the premise of it is, and you can attest to this, 400 Italian kids going to a grammar school that was run by Irish nuns. That's basically... And we always thought that we had...
You know what? Come to think that you're right.
Right.
They were.
And we always thought that we had the upper hand, but in reality, we didn't. They made us think we had the upper hand because they were shocked.
You know, I know you collect a lot of memorabilia. What do you think one of those clickers are worth?
I can tell you what they're worth. I've seen them on eBay. We tried
You just happen to know this.
Well, we tried to secure one when we wrote the book.
Okay.
And we weren't able to find one. But they were like $60.
Are they really?
Yeah.
You remember the clicker? Because you went to the Holy Rosary.
But it wasn't just a clicker.
I remember the ruler
It was a
more
clicker?
so than the clicker.
It was a clicker.
The wooden ruler.
I remember the clicker. I didn't go to a pro.
No, but it had multi-uses, Mike. It was a clicker.
All the kids would stand up in church.
So when the nun would flick it once, you'd stand
up.
She'd flick it twice, you'd sit down. If she flicked it twice, 2 times, that meant it's a little noisy in here. It's a little noisy in here.
Oh,
Quiet
there was
down.
like a code.
You know what they use those clickers for
If
now?
she clicked
they
it-
train dogs with those.
If she clicked it 3 times,
Did you hear what he said?
yeah. If she clicked it 3 times, you ran like hell, because then it became a weapon. After the 3rd click.
When you were supposed to go out and get the pizza for your class.
Remember that when they used to go get it? They got it at Napoli's.
Well,
or they got it
Why don't you try reading
That
the
was
damn
on it.
book?
Well,
How
I
many
will.
It's all in here.
All right.
How many clicks was that?
No, I
Even
got
though
fired.
the book existed. till I got
Louis
here.
Nicotra.
Yeah, it'd take you guys to be gone 2 hours.
We used to pick it up at Napoli's, right?
How about we used to escape from the
schoolyard.
The schoolyard, and we walked up. We go down not Hampshire Street. What was that?
Summer?
Not Summer Street, but where was Joe's for the marbles?
Havel
and
Street.
bubble-
Havel Street.
Going for a slush?
Yeah, it's a long time ago, man.
I was on the committee that went to Louis Nicotra and I. We used to go every Friday to pick the pizza up. They used to give us those carts that walk down the street. And we used to go to Napoli's, and Jock was he was a bookie, so he'd be working the back, and he'd be making the pizzas, and he'd always give Wayne and Louie and I a free slice of pizza while we were waiting.
That's
But then we used to start hanging out there, so we'd come back to school 20 minutes late, 25 minutes late. Finally, they fired us.
Let's get back to talking
Go
about
ahead.
fried clams.
Go ahead.
Mark, you said that
I
you
love fried
clams,
man.
Where in Massachusetts, what would be your best?
I've had them out in the Gloucester area. They're very good. I just can't remember the names of the places.
Woodman's?
But, it might have been Woodman's, but I've had them at the Cape. But locally, Seals over in Seabrook.
You like that, huh?
I like Seals.
Seals are
Seals
good.
has
Those
been
are
very good.
How about Lena's in Salisbury?
Lena's, was
They're
that
not- they're
was
fair.
that Hunt's? Remember Hunt's?
No. Lena's
Remember
is...
Footies?
Yeah, no. Footies is closed, but
yeah,
no,
but I'm
Lena's
just saying,
is on
those
Route
are
1.
yeah.
Lena's is on Route 1. It's at 286.
Jeez, I haven't had clams there.
Yeah, but
in years.
it's so
I'm thinking-
hard now. We used to get the big bellied clams.
Yeah.
My wife and I will
Those
go up
strips
to
are
Freeport.
useless.
Oh, yeah, I
we
agree.
go up to Freeport on the train, and there's a couple of places up in Freeport that has great clams.
Voted the best clams, and I know you've been there, and I love them.
Who's got them?
Voted the best clams in the United States year in, year out for the last 4 or 5 years.
Where?
The Clam Shack in Kennebunkport. A little hole in the wall where the bridge is.
Right at the bridge.
Right at the bridge. Best in the country.
But in Massachusetts, you have to say maybe
the clam box?
Route 133.
The clam box.
That's the
one in Ipswich.
You hit the clam box first.
Yes.
That's in Ipswich. Then you go a little bit further
On the
down.
right.
You got Woodman. I don't care for Woodman's.
I don't either. That's a good point.
I like the clam box.
It's got to be. It can't be batter. It's got to be meal. It's got to be the meal.
This
clam.
is. I mean, it
One
is.
thing, I don't even know if you know this. You know the clam box, they start off with fresh oil in the morning. At 2:30, they close for 20 minutes. They take all the oil out.
They change it?
And they change the oil every day at 2:30.
The clam box in Ipswich.
Wow.
But next to Woodman's, maybe 150 yards down the street on the opposite
On the left.
side, JT Farnham's. To me, Tom?
Really?
Wow.
I've eaten there several times, never had the fried clams.
What the hell did you have?
I've had fried fish. That's the one that's...
They have the fish.
It's
they
like
have the fried fish platter.
in the back of it, it's like a marsh.
Yes.
Yeah, I've eaten there. We've eaten there a couple times, Ellen and I.
As a matter of fact, the Food Network guys came in
I gotta
about
remember
10
that.
years ago, and they looked for the best clams in Massachusetts, and JT Farnham's ended up beating all of them, every single one.
Because I know the Clam Shack, they're famous, and they probably do the best business, but I think a lot of that has to do
they
with their
put the
location.
clams in the clam box. I mean, they keep it original.
And the physical building looks like a clam box.
And the woman that owned it, she just passed away about a year and a half ago, and now her son is running it, doing a nice job, doing a very, very nice job. But I love, to me, fried clams signifies summer.
You know who has a decent
Top of the list,
Park
too.
Lunch. Park Lunch has a decent
I've heard some great things about Park Lunches in Newburyport. Park
trying to
Lunches,
think of
fried
where else.
clams.
I've never been there.
They're supposed to be excellent. I
Really?
think I've had them once, and they were good, but a lot of people rave about them.
No kidding. If they're sweet, I mean, they get them out of the Ipswich River. I mean, it's right there,
You know what's funny? How much does a pint of clams cost?
Oh,
they're sky high. You can get a
They're like
fried lobster.
$34 now.
For a pint?
Yeah.
No, it's not that much.
I don't know, but some places
No, they're
you
up
can get.
there. It's
I
up
can
there.
get fried lobster cheaper than I can get a fried clam plate.
There's a place in Florida, right, in
But
Palm
those-
Beach Gardens. Listen,
Those aren't clams.
Oh, listen. It's a New England. They fly in every day. They fly in every. It's called some. I can't remember. It's all they do is serve New England seafood. No Florida seafood, right? You would
Smart.
not believe the prices. They're
Yeah, they gotta be-
hysterical.
yeah,
They're
they gotta be-
hysterical. I mean, like a lobster. You want a big stuffed lobster? It's like $80. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like ridiculous. It's really funny. Really funny. Anyway.
To me, I think fried lobsters. A fried clam plate is a treat.
Yeah.
Love
And you have to have it at least
Just
once
clams.
or
You
twice
don't
a
need
year.
fries. I just like the clams.
Yeah, you don't want
no
fries with that.
ketchup. No,
I
just
totally agree.
boom.
I'm with you.
I totally.
I'm
yeah,
with
you know what I don't like? Dipping a clam in tartar sauce.
No.
That ruins it.
You kill it.
But you
Ruins
got to
it.
have the big bellies, though. I mean,
Absolutely.
like you can get clams if you want a real quick clam. You
You
can
like
go to
raw clams?
Beach plum is all right. They're fair, but
You like Little Necks?
Yeah, I like little. I like
Yeah,
little
me too,
necks.
Tommy.
I do, but I'm afraid to eat them, to be honest with you. I'm a little leery about eating them because of my RA. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
know.
and you can't eat shrimp, right?
Shrimp, that's the only... right. I can't.
Yeah, I
How
wouldn't.
about scallops?
Love scallops.
I love fried scallops. The same way they do the clams.
Absolutely.
A good fried dry scallop is phenomenal.
I
They're
agree
kind of
with
like
that,
a beige color,
Hey, I'm
loaded with
I'm
sugar.
getting hungry.
But I'll tell you the other thing that I really enjoy talking about summer, I really love steamers.
Yeah.
Steamers are...
Remember, 99 cents a pound. Now they're like $6 a pound.
I can eat steamers all day long. All day
Look
long.
who just walked in.
He's lying. Is that Rico?
Yeah.
Rick,
Tell the truth.
He's talking to himself.
Rick, we would have Mike for you, but we only have 3 minutes, so you're out.
He could care less.
Listen, as long as he has a cigar in his mouth, that's his happiness. A cigar.
Did you happen to see the picture of the hamburgers that I made for
did.
Memorial Day? Let me tell you.
I got to tell you something about that
Get
picture.
those at Butcher Boy?
When was that picture taken?
That was taken Sunday.
At Barbara's or
No,
your
my
house? That was a good picture of you. You looked slim. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I don't know if it was the angle of the camera.
It was probably straight ahead.
I didn't take it. My brother took the picture.
He's a little portly, and with all due respect, and that was a great picture.
My goal in life is to look as good as you.
Tommy Glasshouse over here.
David, do I look okay? Thank you.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Chrissy?
Just ask him. He'll tell you.
He's a legend in his own mind.
That's it. There you go.
Rico, do I look good? Do I?
But I have to tell you, those hamburgers were a little over 8 ounces.
They look phenomenal.
Tommy, the smell, the aroma.
Was it a sirloin?
Hold on, we have a minute left.
I got a chuck roast.
And what did you do to them? Did you add anything to them, or was it just beef?
No, if you would have read the thing, how come you never read any of my stuff?
I looked at the pictures.
I'm not going to read your book.
Look how big the font is.
I put 8 ounces of grated cheddar cheese
to
3 pounds of hamburger. 3 1/4 pounds. Then I turned around. I made 3 slices of bacon well cooked. I pulverized the living bejesus
Mixed it
out
in.
of it.
Okay.
Then I mixed it all in. I put a little bit of garlic powder. You can't stir it too much because then it ruins the texture of it. And then I have a press. And it makes 8-ounce patties.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Did you put anything on it? Ketchup, none of that stuff, or did you?
Sliced fresh garden heritage tomatoes.
Lettuce.
A little bit of lettuce.
And mayonnaise.
And mayonnaise. Let it speak.
That's it.
Let it speak for
That sounds
itself.
good, man.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you so much for coming, man. We
My
love you.
pleasure.
We love you. You know
My
that.
pleasure. I'm glad I got to talk about mushrooms.
Hey, you know something?
You're going to come back? Hey, by the
Yeah,
way,
sure. What the hell not?
There's a guy.
He's on vacation.
Real quickly, we have about a half a minute left. Back at Christmas time, we had a guy on, a little elf. Honest to God, looked
He
a
looked
little like
like
you.
Oh, really?
I was telling that to Tommy, yeah.
I said, what a resemblance.
There's a part of my body that looks like you.
All right, listen. We love you guys. Thanks for all your support, Mark. As always, we love having you. And to our viewers and listeners, remember, if you can't make fun of yourself, please don't make fun of anyone.
Take care, everybody. The word America, David, it's a beautiful, beautiful
Amen,
American,
baby.
Italian word.
Have a great week.
Audio Jungle.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.